Songwriting can be an intensely personal tool used to express love, kindness, envy, contempt, or simply let everyone know how you really feel about someone, good or bad. Fleetwood Mac's song Silver Springs is a famous example, demonstrating all of these emotions and more. Welcome to I Got a Song. All right, everybody, welcome back. You have landed at the average podcast about exceptional music. This is I Got a Song. My name is Michael. I'm here with the co-host, co-creator, producer extraordinaire, Clay Collins. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm fantastic, sir. Thank you so much for that introduction. Thrilled, as usual, to be back on another exciting episode of I Got a Song.
And I do have an exciting one for you. At least I think it is. I'm excited. One, because
you're so excited.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. And,
are you about to lose control?
No.
No? Okay. But if you were, would you like it?
No. I'm more excited than average. Less excited than if I were to win the lottery or that sort of thing. But somewhere in between.
Okay.
Somewhere in between, meh.
I'll take it.
Yes.
I'll take it. That sounds good to me. It's right. On the plus side. It's a C plus or better.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I am broadcasting tonight from the lovely city of Detroit, Michigan. Detroit is French for the river.
I did not even realize that until not just a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it and I said Detroit or something like that.
Detroit. And it's French for the river. And there's a river that runs right alongside Detroit, and across the river is Windsor, Canada, which is
I did not even know that.
The little peninsula of Canada, I believe, is the most southern point of Canada.
Welcome to the geography section of I Got a Song.
Yes, it's a new section we're doing, and I'm going to give a brief history of Detroit. If you'll just spare me about 30 minutes, I'll
here we go. Let's hop into Detroit.
Detroit.
We've got the Tigers.
A lot of cars were built here and continue to be built here. Yes, the Lions and the Tigers. No
the
Bears.
Red Wings.
The Red Wings. Ford has a big presence here. Ford Motor Company.
Okay.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. If you can find a good, needle scratch.
I'll try.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, very well. Things are cool. I've had a good week. Good past couple of weeks. It feels like it's been a little while since we've recorded a show. We're going just for honesty, we're going a little out of order. We've actually already recorded episode 50, even though this is episode 49.
Correct. Yeah, it's a bit out of order. We're going to do 49 here.
We're going to release them in order, though.
Yeah, they will be released in order. Fear not. And we do have a treat. Kind of along the lines of celebrating our milestone of 50, which we have already done. But
thrilling.
If
I
you're
cannot believe
we
made 50 episodes of this.
I cannot either. And we made it to the bridge. We crossed the bridge, and now we're technically on the other side. Although this is episode 49, which is what, Clay?
Oh, that would be episodio 49.
Very
Michael.
Nice. Very nice.
Michele.
Well, since it's been just a little bit, do you want to just dive into an analytic thing real quick?
Yeah, that's a good idea because there's news.
Is there some movement?
News, but yeah, there's movement. That's a good way to put it.
Let's hear it.
Well, guess how many followers we were up to on Spotify?
I was about to pull it up myself, but I kind of want to be surprised. So guess number on Spotify followers. I'm going to say 30.
52.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
52, man. We've actually had a spike over the past couple of weeks or so, to be honest.
So very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, just kind of unexplainedly, and really, we'd kind of taken a break. I put the producer hat on the hanger, as it were, for a few days, and that was after recording 50. And I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna
Take a breather, man. Take a breather.
Is good. That's good. Let's just take a little break, recharge our creative batteries, and just kind of pick it back up. And so that's where we're at now. And so I'm currently in the process of producing number 48, and which was the suite. And
yes.
Yeah, and then we did 50, and then now we're doing 49. So anyway, analytics here. Let's see. Spotify follows. We're up to 52. That's
excellent.
Cool.
That's very nice.
Now let's look at our audience geographically. This is always fun.
Yep.
U.S. is 40% of our audience.
The percentage has gone down, but our overall listenership has gone up and expanded. So naturally, the percentage would fall somewhat. It was like 42, 43%, and now it's 40. But like I said, we're divesting. Is that the right word? Like we've got a more broad audience as we're grow.
Diversifying.
Diversifying, yes, not divesting. That's like getting rid of.
It's like you're pulling money out of it. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, number 2 in geographically is the UK at 13%.
Lovely.
And then number
Brilliant.
3 is France with 5%, the Netherlands 5%, Australia 5%.
Well. All right, yes.
Heck yeah. And then after that, it's Germany, Canada, Sweden.
We're worldwide.
You got that right, sir. It's pretty exciting to see that kind of, a little bit of movement.
I'm seeing our audience size for the last 7 days says 249. This is all just Spotify. This is not over all of our platforms. Although I'd imagine Spotify is one of our bigger platforms.
It makes up 80. Hang on, let me see. 85% of our listenership.
Wow.
Is Spotify.
So it says audience size is 249. This is the number of distinct devices that streamed any episode for at least 60 seconds or downloaded an episode in the last 7 days. That's pretty amazing.
That means they could have hopped in for about 30 seconds and been like, nope.
Nope, I'm out.
But it counts.
No. They had to have gone for at least 1 minute. 60 seconds.
Okay.
60 seconds. Okay. Which they could have been like, this isn't for me. Or like, fast forward to the end, or fast forward to the song, or shut up, guys. But
or on switch average, to a different podcast or something.
On average, we have 22 plays per episode.
I'm happy with that.
I am too. And we have an all-time plays track of 3,704. Now, I know you're responsible for a good chunk of that. I'm responsible for a good chunk of that. But between the two of us, I guarantee we have not listened but a fraction of that 3,700 number. So that's really cool to me. That's really cool.
We've definitely listened to a few of our own. I have.
I mean, so have I.
Usually, though, by the time they've come out, I've listened to them 5 or 6 times and I'm done. Pretty much. But there's a few that I go back to.
Nice.
And we talked about that on episode 49.5.
We do, which is the kind of one of the treats that I had mentioned that's coming up for any of you who are listening to this in consecutive order without really knowing what's coming or anything like that. 49.5 is kind of a celebration, and then 50 is like a milestone / celebration / let's get ready to roll to the next 50.
I feel like every episode is a celebration.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely.
I'm just celebrating life and the fact that I get to do this with you, every couple of weeks or so. And man, I just love it. So
it's a lot of fun. Well, we got the analytics out of the way. Let's do just a little bit of admin because I really want to jump into this episode.
Okay.
Well, I got a song. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and a number of other platforms. I don't know.
YouTube.
YouTube are we figuring things out on YouTube, or is that effort kind of stalled?
Well, no. Basically, every time we release an episode, it's going to go straight to YouTube in just pure audio form.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes up automatically, and then as soon as it does, I get a notification that's like, you've been blocked in this section for this portion, this 10-second portion of a U2 song or something or whatever.
Well,
but yes, on YouTube, it is what it is. There's no video. It's all audio, and I keep thinking that at some point I'm going to try to learn another. Video something. Nah, I'm just in no hurry, and I'm really happy with the way things are going just now. Just fine with audio only, and I'm just happy as I can be with that. So
awesome. We have a meager social media presence. Clay, you're on Instagram. Where?
You can find us on Instagram at I Got a Song Podcast.
And you
Same
can
thing
also,
for YouTube. Same thing for YouTube.
Same thing for
I
YouTube.
Got a Song Podcast.
Excellent. And you can find us on Twitter /X at I Got a Song Pod. And man, come check us out.
Also, the Google voicemail is in danger of being shut down once again for
inactivity.
Lack of use. Inactivity. Yes. Yes.
Gosh.
323-903 song. That's 323-903-7664. Okay? So, 7664. Call us up. Send us a text. We don't answer or nothing. You don't have to have an awkward conversation. Be like, hello, I didn't think you were going to answer. So you can just send us a text and, we'll read it on the show probably.
And you said that's 323-903-7664?
Yes.
Anyway.
Did I get my Spanish wrong?
No. I just wanted to make sure it was right.
64.
I just wanted to make sure it was
you just said one. I just got a notification from the Google voicemail. Oh, man, this is live. Let's go. What does this say?
What happened?
It's amazing. Even though this isn't a live show, for some reason we've got something here.
We get things live.
And it says, we've got something from a 903 area code.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it says, I got a song. Wow, that's great.
Man, somebody knows. Somebody out there knows.
Thank you, listener.
Someone out there knows.
We appreciate that.
Well, speaking of I Got a Song.
That number did look a little bit familiar, but I'm going to roll with it.
Just roll with it. Just let it flow.
What you got, Mike?
I got a question for you. Well,
una pregunta?
Let's see. Actually, I'm going to say the beginning of a well-known saying, and I want to see if you can finish it for me.
I'll try.
Okay, here it comes. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but
words will never hurt me.
Do you believe that to be true?
No.
And I agree, and I would say that any mature adult would agree that words can hurt and destroy, but they can also encourage and build up. Words are powerful. Words are way powerful. You would agree with that statement, correct?
100% yes.
I'm sorry?
I agree. Yes.
Okay,
100%.
Yes. So sticks and stones would break my bones. Words can never hurt. We've decided, because we're the deciders, that words can actually hurt.
Yes.
Can words through a song, so like lyrics, could you think of it as being, could they be weaponized? Could they be used to tear someone or something down?
Sure.
Of course, yeah. Can they be used to build up, to encourage, to lift?
Yeah, there's some great songs that are weaponized, that are pointed at somebody for a reason.
Okay. Give me an example if you can think of one.
You Ought to Know, Alanis Morissette.
Did you forget about me, Mr. Duplicity? I hate to bug you in the middle of dinner. There was a slap in the face, how quickly I was replaced. And I thinking
wow, he went straight for the dagger on that one. What a show's over.
There is no denying that she is going after that man.
Oh, she is mad.
Yeah.
She is mad in that song.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a slap in the face. How quickly I was replaced. Yeah.
But we won't finish the rest of that line. That's where the song gets a bit. That's where the song earns its explicit rating.
I hate to bug you in the middle of
dinner. Very nice. Oh, dude, that whole album.
I have 2 or 3 Alanis songs in my list.
Okay, so yeah, same, and And, it's funny. That's one of those albums that was just so enormous back in the day, Jagged Little Pill.
Oh, boy.
And it was one that, like almost like the Third Eye Blind, where there were songs that I liked off of it from back in the day. You Ought to Know back then, I was kind of tired of it pretty quick. But like a Head Over Feet was a favorite of mine from back then.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's such
Hand
a
in My
good
Pocket.
I love them all. There's so many great tracks. That's a fantastic album. There's very few skips.
You come back to that album, and it is so good. It's so good. She has such a great voice and a great command over each song. She's got songs that are heartwarming, songs that are vicious, like You Ought to Know. Oh man, yeah.
I love her. Just like bare bones honesty and just. Authenticity and just there's something about the way she writes, and she is able to craft her songs in a way that she can cram a lot of words into a small space.
Yeah.
But it works. She's pretty amazing.
So glad that you used the terms like authenticity and honesty and directedness in reference to lyrics, because the song that I've got picked out, it's not as vicious as You Ought to Know, but there's a lot of emotion in the song, and I'm going to go ahead and send it to you here.
Okay.
It's not going to be what you think. It's not going to be quite what you expect. But that's part of the fun here.
Yeah, of course. If you're joining us for the first time, Michael and I spring songs on each other. We're two best friends. We don't have any kind of credentials other than this show. We started from nothing. Just two friends who like music. We have different tastes. And he's going to send me a song. I don't know what song's coming. You know what it is because you've read the title of the episode.
Correct.
But he is sending it to me, and I'm about to find out what it is, and then we're going to take it from there.
I have tended to do this more often lately. I'm actually sending you a YouTube video link, not a Spotify song link, although this song can be found on Spotify. Because this is another one of those where it's important to see the performance as well as to hear it.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
I love that. Yeah,
yeah.
That's become a kind of a new part of the show, I think.
Yeah, we are an audio-only podcast. However, we do heavily encourage these episodes that have a visual element to them to really, go find it and watch it and just see what we mean, because
yeah, like when we were talking about the Sweet, if you didn't know that the Sweet was a glam band without seeing them, you might not know, because
correct,
what sounds like glam,
exactly,
and go back to episode 48 to hear us talk about glam and the Sweet. So, okay, Michael has sent me a message here, and we're going to take a look and see what we got here. We've got Fleetwood Mac, Silver Springs. I don't know if I know Silver Springs.
You're not familiar with this song? Okay,
I might
better.
Recognize it. I might recognize it when I hear it.
You probably will.
Oh boy, I'm excited to talk about Fleetwood Mac.
It is. Yeah. So it's. Well, first of all, Fleetwood Mac is like a legendary band, both on vinyl as well as in life. The stories are well known,
stuff of legends.
Stuff of legend, exactly. And we're going to get into some of that.
The mamas and the papas got nothing on these guys.
Before we watch the video, I do want to ask you. We just talked about that legendary stuff. Are you familiar with kind of the history and story of Fleetwood Mac, amongst the members, the main members, and all that? There was a lot of infighting. There was a lot of in loving. There was a lot.
Kind of the basics. I know kind of the basics. I know we'll get into it. I've listened to the Discord and Rhyme episode of Rumors.
Oh, okay. So you are familiar.
I've sent that to you. I don't know if you've ever listened to it, but that's
sadly, I have not gotten back to it yet.
That's okay. No. That's like a multi-listen episode of that show.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
But, okay. But Shoot, okay. Silver Springs.
Let's hit it. This is a live performance of Silver Springs from 1997. So this is 20 years after the release of the album Rumors.
Now, is Silver Springs from Rumors?
We'll get into that.
Oh,
that's part of the discussion.
Nice. Oh, I love where this is going. Okay, I'm so interested.
There's a lot of interesting
answer,
stuff. There's a lot of really cool, compelling stuff about this song and this performance and everything. So let's jump into it, man. God, I want to see this.
Well, without further ado, this is Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac. Here we go.
Let's go. All right, everybody. That was Silver Springs live performance by Fleetwood Mac from a concert in 1997, kind of a reunion concert of sorts. But what do you think, Clay?
It was a nice song. It was a nice song. The video element was definitely important.
Yeah. The visual element, the song itself is great. I love the song. I've loved it since the first time I heard it. Which would have been probably 97, 98, because this performance ended up earning Fleetwood Mac a Grammy for like best rock pop, duo or band performance or something like that. It was it was that good. Man, there's a lot to unpack with this song, but where do I even start?
Yeah, you asked me if I'd heard of it before.
Okay, yeah. Have you heard this song?
I mean, it sounded vaguely familiar. Yeah. It's not one of the big ones. I don't think
it's not.
That's jumped out.
Okay.
And I don't know where I might have heard it from.
Well, you probably did hear it back when this concert was released. They released a live album called The Dance in 1997 or 98, and it was this concert.
Okay.
And it was it.
But is this maybe on the from top. An older album or from a 97 album?
That's about to get to that. So,
sorry.
We got to back up. For anyone who doesn't know, Fleetwood Mac has been around since like maybe the early 70s, maybe even earlier than that. But the main, there's been other people in and out of Fleetwood Mac, but the most recognizable core of Fleetwood Mac is the drummer Mick Fleetwood, the bassist John McVie, the keyboardist Christine McVie, who was once married to John McVie. They're not married anymore. And then Lindsey Buckingham on lead guitar, and Stevie Nicks, the lead singer.
Right.
I had mentioned earlier about, Fleetwood Mac being the stuff of legend, and none more so than the recording of their album Rumors from 1977.
Yep.
I can't think of any other band that would have been able to put aside personal differences to record and then tour on the strength of an album with the amount of infighting that these people had. I mean, I can't think of another example where, like, a better example of putting the music first, because they all had a lot to say, and they had a lot to say about each other.
Yeah, and they weren't shy about putting it into their songs.
No, not at all. So Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks were two of the main lyrical contributors, although they weren't the only ones. Christine McVie has some songs on Rumors as well, like one of your favorites from that album, The Secondhand News.
I love that track.
Isn't that a Christine McVie jam?
I don't know.
I think it is. But
it is a jam, though.
Oh, absolutely. Now, you said you weren't overly familiar with this song, Silver Springs, but I bet you are familiar with one other song on Rumors called "Go Your Own Way."
Oh, for sure.
It's a
good one.
It's a great song,
Classic.
and it's one of Fleetwood Mac's biggest hits.
Yeah.
One of their most recognizable biggest hits. Okay. "Go Your Own Way" was primarily written by Lindsey Buckingham, who wrote it about Stevie Nicks. It was written as a commentary on their relationship. They had been in a relationship previous, and I want to say even up to the recording of Rumors, and they broke up, and it was a very nasty breakup. Infidelity and just all kinds of, lying and cheating and all, oh yeah, lots of cahoots with lots of other people besides each other. And so Lindsey Buckingham wrote "Go Your Own Way" as kind of a, this is how I'm feeling, and it's about you, Stevie Nicks, without expressly saying so, and it ended up on the album. But Stevie Nicks was in her own area working on her own songs, one of which she went her own way to write a few songs, one of which is Silver Springs. Okay. Now, if you look at most album releases of Rumors, Silver Springs is not on the album. Okay. She wrote it, and it was about Lindsey Buckingham. It was her response to him about their relationship crumbling. And you can hear that. You can hear this in both songs. You can hear the emotion, the torment, the what ifs and what have yous about but between these two people out of these two songs. Silver Springs, I don't really know why, but it ended up not getting on the final track list for Rumors, and Stevie Nicks was devastated. She was devastated. And then they move on. They go to tour. Successful album, successful tour. It's become one of the biggest albums in recorded music history. I mean, it is a monster of an album. And a lot was said back in the day how people kind of shot it down at first, like critics did, because it was one of those where it was not a critic darling, but the people loved it. It sold bonkers, but the critics were like, "Man, this is pop crap. Why are we listening to this?" But it has grown so much since then, and it's just a gigantic album. But Silver Springs was not on it. And Stevie Nicks held a lot of resentment about that for a long time. And at one point, I want to say maybe 80s, late 80s, 87, 88, she left Fleetwood Mac. And they had some other people come through and whatnot, but they reunited for this concert and, held rehearsals, talked about the set lists, and somebody, again, I'm not sure who, mentioned the song Silver Springs, and they were like, "Hey, this is a great song and we need to play it." So they rehearsed it, practiced it, all that. And then when they get to the live performance, you can see it in the video where at the end, the chorus, she turns to him and she's singing this song about him to him
yeah,
in a live setting.
Yes, at him.
And they lock eyes and he's just
daggers.
He's letting her let him have it, you know.
Yep.
She's like, I think the word, if I remember right, the words are, was I just a fool? I'll follow you down till the sound of my voice will haunt you.
Wow.
Give me just a chance. I mean, it was just like
deeply personal. Oh,
just so personal. And they're just staring at each other for the last minute singing the song.
Yes.
And the harmonies are so good and everybody's into it. Even the sound production on this live performance is just amazing. It's just,
everything's firing. Everything's perfect.
Every time I watch it, it just puts chills down my back.
And then
because
you've got this drama, because people pick up on it.
Oh yeah, this. Yeah, it's a very palpable emotion that you're seeing unfold on the stage. You can
kind of cut that tension with a knife a little.
Oh man, yeah, and it's pretty incredible. And this is 20 years after she wrote the song, after their relationship had, disintegrated, and there's still these raw feelings that she is like throwing out there at him while they're singing this. It's a beautiful song. It's a great song.
Let it go.
But Come on. she backed the dump truck up and just let it rip on him. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Here it comes. So yeah, it's. I don't know, man. It's every time I watch it, it just. I'll go back and rewind that last minute of the performance 4 times easily because it's just the music is so good, but you're seeing these raw emotions come out. And back in the history up, I forgot to mention, and this is a very important thing too. So Silver Springs did not make it on Rumors. However, when they released the single To Go Your Own Way, Silver Springs was the B-side.
Nice. Okay.
So if you go back and find like the little 45, vinyl 45.
Go Your Own Way. You'll have Silver Springs.
Go Your Own Way. You'll have Silver Springs on the B-side, but the original recording, not this live recording.
Now, is that easy to find, or is it? Who knows?
I haven't looked, but I have to imagine it's probably not that hard to find.
Yeah.
Because it was. Go Your Own Way was a huge single from a huge album, so it's probably rather easily grabbed. But they recorded this live performance, won the Grammy for it. It was one night. A lot of live recordings tend to be where they'll gather songs from several concerts and then mash them into one live recording to put out like on a CD or a tape or a record or whatever. But this was like one night.
So did this song kind of just get shelved until 1997, or
sort of. I think when Stevie Nicks was doing some of her own solo stuff in the late 80s, early 90s, early mid 90s, she dusted it off a time or two, but she didn't play it a whole lot because it was really meant to be a Fleetwood Mac song, not a Stevie Nicks song. And she was quoted as saying, she'd always loved this song and she was deeply hurt that it didn't end up on the final album, and that she thought after, she did like one, solo tour, she thought she would never play that song on the stage again because she's like, the rest of Fleetwood Mac's not really going to care. But when they got together for this kind of reunion concert of sorts, they gave it a listen and they're like, this is actually a really great song. Let's do it.
That's pretty wild that they all said like, hey, let's take this B-side.
Yeah.
And that's good. It's a deep cut, but
so, back to my original observation about, words can never hurt. I just can't imagine having someone who's written this song about me in front of, thousands of people and, and millions of people, who were watching the concert.
Right.
Just unload this emotional damage all over me, while I'm playing guitar and singing along to this song with her, it's just like, ugh.
And I wonder how many of these audience members are, privy to the history, in 1997. And they're like, or how many people like recognize this song and recognize its significance, or, I wonder if like the audience is like, whoa, look at her just staring daggers.
Yeah, well, I kind of wonder that too. And it's one of those things, again, where if you're listening to the song, yeah, you can hear it, but you really have to see this thing unfold to really get the full picture. And I'm not so sure that if it had ended up on Rumors, the original Rumors recording from 77, if it had ended up on there, I'm not so sure that there would be as much emotional weight behind it if they were to perform it later like they did with this one, because this is 20 years later where they're recording or they're performing this song that was meant for this album 20 years prior, and so much water is passed under the bridge, and they dust off this deeply personal song that should have been out there for 20 years but wasn't. So
I wonder if it's it's got to be out there. There's like probably double expanded deluxe editions of Rumors, I'm sure, that have this on it.
Yes, so they've gone back since the success of this live album. They've gone back, and subsequent like deluxe editions of Rumors will have it in the main track list. And it's included in the main track list. It's not like
it's on disc 1, huh?
Disc 2, know. Yeah, they I read somewhere where they put it. They even showed you where they put it in the subsequent track listing, and I'm not going to sit here and try to look at it. But
that's interesting.
So yeah, it's a really neat history about a very personal song. So anyway,
Stevie Nicks was in a relationship with Lindsey Buckingham.
Correct.
Okay, and one or the other ended up in cahoots with someone else?
I feel like Lindsey was probably the one who probably stepped out first, although neither one of them were perfect or angels.
Sure.
Is just she even talked about, like, the title of the track is Silver Springs. She didn't have when she was writing the song, she didn't have a title in mind yet. And there was all this tension in the band. They had just broken up. They're struggling to get this album put out there. And they were driving, and they passed a highway sign that it was like an arrow pointing to a town called Silver Springs, Maryland. And Stevie Nicks just commented to herself, this is the quote, "Silver Springs sounded like a pretty fabulous place to me. And you could be my Silver Springs." That just had a whole symbolic thing of what you could have been to me, talking about Lindsey. It was like her, Silver Springs sounded like this perfect place where a perfect couple could develop a perfect relationship and all this other stuff. And she's like, you know what? You could be my Silver Springs, but you're not. So
you're not, punk.
Oh, man.
So that's a pretty cool song.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
A cool song. I want to give it another listen for sure, because especially now knowing what I know about it, and then like you've gotten me into Rumors over the past few months or so.
I feel like I kind of pulled. I know at one point you and I had a conversation, and you were not big on Fleetwood Mac, but you've really kind of turned the.
Yeah, I have. I've turned the corner, and I can appreciate and enjoy, and really just like there's just so much on Rumors that I remember when I decided to listen to it, like going over the track listing, I was like, I don't know if I recognize some of these song titles, but then I listened to it and I was like, I know like 70% of this album.
Yeah, and it's one of those albums that's just
having heard classic rock radio,
hit after hit after hit. I mean, there's very few there's very little filler on this album, especially when it comes to, like you said, classic rock radio, that sort of thing. So,
and this one's right in there in that same era. So
yeah, oh yeah,
yeah, it falls right in there.
You know, I don't really have a whole lot else about it. It's just, I remember when this song, when the live performance of this came out, because they had it on you remember VH1, right?
Sure.
The concert,
I can totally see this on VH1.
oh yeah. This was played in a pretty regular rotation on VH1 at various parts of the day, and so and back then I think is when that show Behind the Music was really taking off.
Yeah.
And so I was watching a lot of VH1 because I wanted to catch Behind the Music, because there were so many cool artists that were getting, dished about on Behind the Music. And in the meantime, you'd catch contemporary music at the time, and one of which would be this song, Silver Springs.
Well, there is also, I think there is a Behind the Music on Paramount now, like a newer.
Really?
Yeah, I've watched.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've watched one or two. I can't remember who it was about, but I think it's pretty good. A similar thing, it's a music documentary, which is what we like, I guess.
So that's really all I got, man. We kind of a short and sweet episode, relatively speaking, but
hey, that's cool. I like that.
Everybody listening, go check out the video. Dig into some of the history behind the people, behind the band, and that way you can go into this performance and really kind of catch the weight of the song and the emotion involved, and it's worth a watch.
Yeah, it adds to the song. It adds to the performance. It and it just makes for makes it a little bit more interesting. And there's like this drama and this like kind of underlying kind of uncomfortable, like seething sort of like angst in it. And it's very apparent whenever you're watching the video. That's enjoyable.
I do have one correction to make. When I said that they had won a Grammy for it, they were nominated for a Grammy. They didn't win, but they were nominated for a Grammy for this performance. So
okay.
I wanted to make sure that I got that correction out there before the internet tore me to shreds. But like they do.
Yeah, no.
No, not really.
They're not paying attention.
Nah.
Well, at least 56 people are.
Correct, yes.
On Spotify, anyway.
I don't want to be accurate for our 56
yes, yeah. We want to be accurate. We don't want to misrepresent or leave out any of the, the juicy stuff. But
correct.
But also, we don't want to spend all this time like going over all the, hate and animosity in this band. So,
well, I don't have anything else. If you got nothing else, I'd say we can call this one just about a wrap.
That works for me, sir. That's a cool song. I'm going to listen to it again.
Yeah, man.
Okay, scale of 1 to 10, right?
Oh, man. Scale of 1 to 10. Gosh. God, this song is way up there for me. It's one of my favorite Fleetwood Mac songs. I gotta give it, due to the performance of the song, a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
The song on its own is great, but I'd probably give just the song about an 8 out of 10. But if I get an itch to listen to the song, I'm going to go to YouTube and watch it.
Yes. Yeah, I do want to go and listen to it now. I've watched it. That was cool. I really only listened to it one time. I like Rumors pretty well. I like it a lot. And I like Fleetwood Mac pretty well. I don't love them.
I was going to say, as much as I do enjoy Fleetwood Mac, there's not a whole lot before Rumors that I really dig, although there's a couple of tracks, like Over My Head from the previous like self-titled album.
That's a gorgeous song.
But there's not much. That's it.
That's a great song.
That's another Christine McVie jam. But anyway, and there's really not much of anything of theirs after Rumors that I care for. So, yeah, but Rumors is like this lightning in a bottle moment in music, for me anyway.
Well, I would give the song, only having listened to it once, I want to give it another go, but I would give it about a 6. It's pretty good, but I it's on Rumors, which I really like. I really just want. I think I want to hear. I think I want to hear the studio version. I might change. I might change my mind. But from one time, I enjoyed watching the video though, and that was like just, she's. It was interesting. It's compelling. It was cool to watch.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, man. Yeah. And again, that's really all I got. And,
Okay.
I think having said all that and having said that several times, I believe we're just going to wrap this one up, eh?
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I never know how to stop.
Yeah, we keep saying, I guess we'll wrap it up. Okay, that's all I got.
All right.
Okay. All right, well, let's wrap it up.
Sometimes we say that, and it takes us 10 more minutes to wrap up.
And then we'll go, all right, Mike, you got anything else? You want to say anything else about Fleetwood Mac?
Nope.
I think we'll wrap this one up. All right, guys, remember, music is a gift. We recommend you share generously.
Absolutely.
Okay, if this song makes you think of somebody that you love or hate, maybe just send it their way and say, hey, you know what? I was thinking about you.
Oh, that'd be a
and
tough one to get.
I was thinking about us.
Sir. This is what I think.
So check out this video, punk. All right. And check out I Got a Song. Go ahead and leave us a 5-star review and tell us you like us and follow us and all that crap. So, all right, that's going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, music is a gift. Share generously, and we will see you on the next one.
Let's roll.
Bye-bye, Mikey.
Bye-bye, Clay. All right, everybody. This is, once again, I Got a Song. We are the average podcast about exceptional music, and today we're going to do something a little different. Today's special. Clay, you know why it's special?
Tell me why, Michael.
We're doing something called episode 49 and a half. Clay, what would that be?
That would be episodio 49. No, 49 y media.
Y media, sí. We're going to do a little treat. We've talked about it, gosh, for a while now, weeks. We knew the milestone, the big milestone 5-0 was coming up. And we were trying to come up with ideas, what we could talk about, what we could discuss. We kind of wanted to do a bit of a retrospective, kind of look back over our body of work. And I think we got a pretty solid idea to revisit some of our old material, wax nostalgic about the course that our show has taken over this last year, almost, really.
Yeah, it's been just about a year, and we're recording episode 50 tonight. So
we are.
Yeah, we managed to do basically, one per week. for
Yeah,
a
I guess
year.
we have just about average that.
It'll
Yeah,
average out basically about like that. So, yeah, that's kind of amazing because it's hard to get together every week, and so that's why we usually do it in pairs.
correct.
Yeah.
And the pair, the way we've been recording in pairs, I feel like lends a certain. I don't know, like we both come in invested. We both come in like ready because we both have a shot to be, hey, check this out. This is what I got. Oh yeah, well man, this is what I've got, and we're able to kind of come in with equal energy, but then also we're excited about our own project, but then also excited about what the other one's bringing, and that's how I feel about it anyway. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
I feel like if we only recorded one per, if we only did it in singles instead of pairs, it'd be like, every now and then, it'd be like, maybe I'm tired or something like that, and Clay's like, man, I got this song, and I'm like, okay, cool, and likewise, if Clay's not quite feeling it, and I'm just like, dude, I'm about to rock your face with some Dwight Yoakam, and you're like, I'm not feeling country tonight, dude. So I think recording in pairs kind of keeps the energy level up.
Yes. Because
so anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we get to give the gift and we get to receive the gift, so it's
exactly, it's like it's a gift exchange.
It's a gift. It's a gift exchange. It's a
yay, case swap.
There it is.
Yeah. Anyway,
well, I think what we're going to do is Mikey and I have both decided to pick our top 5 favorite episodes of each other. So I have gone through the list. I've listened to a few back episodes in the past couple of days, kind of sifting through, and picked out a few bright moments. And they're not going to be in any particular order. It's not going to be a Casey Kasem countdown or anything like that. But I think that's generally the way we're going to do it.
So likewise, I've picked 5 of my favorite ones of Clay's that he's done, that he has presented to me. Clay, I was thinking we would trade off each one. So like I could throw one out there, then you throw one, and we just kind of go back and forth like that. You like that?
I like it. That's what I was thinking too.
Well, man, let's jump into it. So this is episode 49 and a half, the retrospective.
Yes.
We're looking back over our episodes, and I got to scanning through, and I came across one that I really enjoyed from early on, episode 9er. And Clay, being producer Clay, the excellent producer he is, he might already know what episode 9 is. I am terrible with remembering the episode number with these songs, so if I see your brain is working. I see your brain working there.
Was that Full Body 2?
No, but just close.
Oh, okay. 9. I don't know.
Okay. All right, so that would be I Got a Name by Jim Croce.
Like a north wind whistling down the sky, I've got a song, I've got a song. Like the whippoorwill and the baby's cry, I've got a song, I've got a song. And I carry it with me and I sing it loud. If it gets me nowhere, I go there proud. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an important one, isn't it?
So I like that one because one, it's a great song. Obviously, just every song you've thrown at me is a great one. But there have been several times, and one of my other picks is going to kind of follow this same track where you've picked a song for me with like before I could drop like a song that's kind of in my wheelhouse towards you. And I mean, I'm not saying that I Got a Name was in my wheelhouse, but movie soundtracks certainly are. And so you picked I Got a Name from Jim Croce, but it appeared in the movie Django Unchained. And man, what a
classic scene.
What a song, what a movie, dude. It's just, I don't know. I was taken aback by you presenting me with a movie soundtrack song before I could do it to you, knowing how much I love movie soundtracks. So, what do you remember about that episode in particular?
I guess that was the first one where we brought movies into it. You know, I mean,
I believe that's right. Yeah.
When they're relevant, we bring them up because we love movies also. But let me see. I also remember that is, I guess, where we finally got the idea for the name of the show. Finally pulled it.
I guess it is. Is that where we finally settled on a name? Because I know we were several episodes deep before we really settled on the name. I Got a Song, and we referenced that multiple times in the first handful of episodes. We're like, hey, we don't know who we are or what we're doing, but this is what we're doing. And
yeah, number 10, which was Semi-Charmed Life, that one we still did not have a name on that one. And then I think 11
You're right.
was where Chris came on, and that's the first one where we had a name. So,
yeah.
I haven't listened to that one in a while.
It's been a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've listened to any of the early ones. So yeah, I went back and listened to that song, and I've watched Django Unchained since then. And of course, the song and the scene comes up, and it probably is my favorite Tarantino movie. And I think I mentioned that in the episode, but
yeah, it's fair.
I keep coming back to that one being my top Tarantino movie.
It's hard. It changes, you know.
Pulp Fiction could arguably be the quote, like, better movie, I guess.
Maybe.
But Django just says and does something to me that none of his other stuff does as well to me, and it's just such a good movie.
Yes. Well, let me start with an episode that I was listening to earlier today, and one of my favorite Mikey episodes is Signed, Sealed, Delivered.
When I touch the baby, nothing, girl, ooh, baby. Here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours.
Yes.
Stevie Wonder.
By Steveland Wonder.
Steveland Wonder.
Why is that one of your favorites?
If not my favorite, it very well may be my favorite. But I really like how you brought in the California Raisins, and we talked about like how they kind of came about, and then you talked about like the Christmas episode, and then we did like we played some clips from Beavis and Butthead, like what they said about the California Raisins. And,
yes,
and it just kind of gave a really interesting look into Mikey's early development into his taste and what spoke to him through those raisins.
You know, it's so cool to like have this foundation, I guess. So after we recorded that episode, I went back and I found that California Raisins TV special, and I watched it with my kids, and they loved it. They got such a kick out of it, and they, you know, there's a lot of really good Motown music already on the show, on that special. It was like a 30-minute special you'd see on like network TV in the evening or something like that occasionally. And it's just full of just really good old soul, R&B, Motown, all kinds of stuff like that. and the animation is cool. It's claymation. It's fun. It's really fun. Yeah. And my kids loved it, and they already knew like half the songs. And, it was just kind of a cool full circle moment for me that was kind of driven by the episode with Signed, Sealed, Delivered. And, I think I'd like to say I would have gotten to watching that with my kids at some point eventually, but it's that episode that really like, man, I need to pull this up and watch it with them. They'll love this. And they did. And it was so fun.
Same with me for watching Flight of the Navigator when we were talking about Beach Boys.
Yes.
Me and Corianne and Karina watched it. And we had a good time watching Flight of the Navigator. Well, Karina checked out, but Corianne was really into it. So that was a lot of fun. But, oh, man, I really enjoyed that episode of yours, man. Thanks for that one. And, I got to learn a little bit about Steveland Wonder. So...
Well, cool, man. Yeah. Man, it's funny that you mention, and here's yet another where Clay and Michael are kind of in sync here. My next episode that I was going to say of yours that I loved was number 23. Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Marvin Gaye. Now, was this was the instance where we both dropped 2 soul records on the same night, right? Was it this or?
Yes, I think so.
I think so. I might have to go back in my notes and look, but anyway, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. This is the other one that you shared with me that I was like, I cannot believe you shared Marvin Gaye with me before I got to share him with you. Gah! Because Marvin Gaye is...
Oh, well, hey, no, it was Signed, Sealed, and Delivered was the same, and then Ain't No Mountain.
That's what I thought, yeah.
22 and 23, so those were the same.
Yeah, perfect, yeah.
Together.
So that was it, yeah. Man,
yeah.
That's amazing. We did it again, Clay. We did it again.
Yes, we sure did.
So Ain't No Mountain High Enough. One of my favorite songs by Marvin Gaye, who is one of my favorite just top of the heap favorite artist of mine. I love his early stuff. One of those where I kind of
beat you to it on getting a Marvin Gaye thing out there first.
Yep, you sure did. And that's not the last artist you've done that with either. Can you think of one other artist that that I know of that you've done?
Russian Circles.
Yes. God.
Same song too.
God. Unbelievable. Yep. But yeah, dude, I like Marvin Gaye's early stuff, his middle stuff, his late stuff, his posthumous stuff. I even like his version of the Star Spangled Banner. I mean,
yeah,
it's just incredible what the guy could do. And, he was taken from us too soon. But yeah.
And we talked about the Stepmom soundtrack, which was one of your...
Oh, my gosh. Which, and tell the people what you did.
Oh, yeah. If you go to the end of episode 29, I believe, you will hear an unboxing of Michael Long receiving the Stepmom soundtrack in compact disc, which he carried around in his luggage for work for several weeks and just didn't open it. We were waiting to find an episode.
Yes.
Because we kept forgetting. It's not that we didn't have the opportunity. We just kept forgetting to.
We went through 2 pairs of episodes forgetting that I had the CD with me, that we wanted to do like a live
Yeah, we got to do a live unboxing on that, so that was great.
Oh, man. Nice.
And then what else? Let's see. We played some pretty good covers on that one. We listened to the Michael McDonald cover.
Yeah.
And a few other covers, and I think I sang along just to some parts. Oh, yeah. I said, "Listen, baby."
Just instantly, when it just kicks in, boom, boom. Just like, yes. And then, listen, baby. Listen, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just chills.
Hey, I think just as an aside, we are singing more boldly on episodes as we go along, and I believe our singing has gotten better. I think.
I think so too.
I'm going to pat myself on the back as well as you. Clay,
You may.
We're singing. We're singing well.
I will accept your pat on the back. Thank you, sir.
We are singing well, sir. We will not be putting out an album anytime soon, though.
No. All right. Anything else on Ain't No Mountain?
Nah, I'm going to throw the baton back to you, sir.
Okay, my next favorite one is Cruisin' by D'Angelo.
Nice. All right. And, what? Tell me why.
That was like number 44, I believe.
It was.
I was
very
listening
recent,
to it the other day. Now, here's the thing. Usually on these episodes, I know them pretty well because by the time I put them out, I've listened to them like 5 or 6 times, and I've gone through and I've edited little things and cut out and noises and stuff, and brodozers going by the window, cutting all that stuff out.
Right.
And so by the time it finally comes out, I've listened to it several times, and I'll probably just won't listen to them again for a while. But Cruisin' was especially fun because of you're talking about being real chill, and I went like to ambient stuff. But for Michael Long, it's songs like Cruisin'. It's this neo soul thing that gets Michael really calm.
It's a vibe, yeah. It's absolutely a vibe. And like you, I really do like a lot of the ambient post-rock instrumental stuff. A lot of my like video game soundtrack and like movie soundtrack stuff that's orchestral and contemplative. I'll listen to that, but man, there's a certain vibe that I get from something like just D'Angelo in general, but Cruisin' specifically, that I don't know, man. I can get lost in that song.
It's really good. It's such
the
a
album
vibe.
cut is like 6 minutes or more, and but man, it just flies by because I vibe hard to that song. I vibe hard to it. And
you really cracked me up in that one because we started talking about the other song on the album. What's the album? Brown Sugar?
Brown Sugar, yep.
On that album, the shoot, darn, mother, father.
Yeah.
And you said that the song is about someone who comes home to discover that their partner is in cahoots with another.
Yeah.
You really sent me.
Dude. Yeah.
Gave me a good chuckle. That's in cahoots, my guy. Yeah, man, D'Angelo. That was really cool. That was a
so
such a cool pick.
You've been talking about something that like wanting to talk about things you failed to mention, that sort of thing, and something just came to mind about D'Angelo that we were thinking about.
If you think of something while we're
he like shuns publicity. He shuns like spotlight, and as talented as like crazy talented as he is, he does not like. He prefers to stay in the shadow. He prefers to stay out of the spotlight. You don't hear much about him. You don't hear much from him. It's just he puts this music out, and he's like, here, it's not about me. It's about the music, And which is why it caught me off guard so much when he suddenly appeared on the Red Dead Redemption 2 soundtrack,
Yes.
And just other odd projects like that, and just him not craving the spotlight is something that I had remembered reading when in my research and had forgotten to really put out there as kind of part of his persona, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. He's just a private person.
Yes, he's a very private person, and but very respected in the music industry, obviously. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of toss that out there. I just thought it's.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
It was very memorable.
All right, I'm going to take the baton back here, and I'm going to drop. You just mentioned an episode a little while ago. It was at the end of this episode that we did the unboxing of the Stepmom CD. You said episode 29, right?
Yeah, Aphex Twin.
That's my next pick.
All right.
Let me tell you what. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in the episode itself, but we have listened, you and Christopher and I guess Photius as well, as Photius is a big Aphex Twin fan. You guys have, sung the praises of Aphex Twin since we were in college, I'd say. I mean, just forever. And
maybe high school.
Maybe even high school, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And me, it took me a long time to get it, but you came in with Girl Boy, but you started off with ambient stuff. You kind of picked a little bit of ambient, like a little nugget from one of his ambient songs at the beginning, and you're like, hey, what do you think about this? It's like, hey, I kind of like that. Well, what about this? And it's like regular Aphex Twin. It's like, oh, that sounds like Aphex Twin or something like that. And it's like, I don't know. I'm still.
That was fun. That was fun because you were here also, and that's always fun.
That was
we
an
were
in-person
in the
one.
same room, and we were listening
Correct.
to songs on the speakers in the room and watching. And
Yes.
that's always fun.
And I enjoyed it because I went back and listened to a couple of his ambient albums. And man, they are good. God.
Right?
I added them. So we talk about our playlists on Spotify. I have one called Ethereal Electronica, and it's where I dump a lot of really kind of ambient techno stuff, a lot of just ambient stuff in general. And I dropped a lot of this just really chill ambient Aphex Twin stuff in there because I was like, God, I was so used to the frantic and chaotic drums and just really odd and strange lyrics, and I wasn't getting that part of Aphex Twin at the time, and to be honest, I still don't quite. But I'm saying that Girl Boy is a favorite of mine from you because of where it drove me to his deeper catalog and that ambient stuff, and I appreciate that, and it's kind of what this and that's what this is all about.
That's the whole point, isn't it?
It's the whole point, isn't it? And and so I just kind of wanted to use that episode as a thank you for contributing to my, I don't know, mind clearing music.
Absolutely. Oh, and also on Cruisin, just what it gave me the opportunity, just stepping back right quick but in relation to Aphex Twin, it gave me, I got to tell that story about playing the Aphex Twin song in college music appreciation class.
Yes. What a great story.
Yeah. After the two girls who played Dixie Chicks, the same Dixie Chicks song back to back. I played Aphex Twin. That was fun. So I'm glad I finally got to tell that story. So heck yeah.
And I don't think I'd even heard that story before, because I feel like that would have been something you would have shared a long time ago, and maybe at one time you did, and I just forgot or something, but this is such a good story.
I think I remember being like kind of embarrassed.
No. Well, I mean, I'm sure,
now I think
at the time you could have been,
cool.
but now you're like, hey, man, rock on, do it.
Yeah.
All right, ball's back in your court, homie.
All right, the next one that I want to mention is episode 24, which is Shame by Stabbing Westward.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes, that's one of my favorites.
You got to tell me why.
Because I could relate. Okay, for one, my reaction when I saw Stabbing Westward, I listened back and I cringed because I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
I was audibly like, oh.
Dude,
yeah, I was feeling embarrassed.
Likewise, with you and Aphex Twin, I've been singing Stabbing Westward's praises for decades, and
yeah, and also I could like completely relate to your feeling. Like you love Stabbing Westward so much, and your friends are like, nah, and like I love Swerve Driver so much, and my friends are like, nah. And so I mean that's just the way it was, and so I completely related to that, and getting to hear the story of when you got to go see them, go to your show, go to their show.
Yes, yeah,
that was awesome. But your leading question, I really dropped the ball on because I told you that my first show that I paid money for and wanted to go to, that wasn't like on my mom and dad's dime at a contemporary Christian show, I said was Smashing Pumpkins' Sacred and Profane tour, and that was accurate. But prior to that, a few years prior to that, I saw Swerve Driver with Corey.
Oh, nice, yeah.
But I didn't think for some reason I didn't remember it. I guess maybe because I didn't pay for the ticket, or it just didn't come to mind.
Okay, yeah.
At the moment.
Well, to be fair, you've been to so many shows, and you've been to, a factor of numbers more shows than me. I mean, I could probably count on my two hands the number of concerts I've been to. Now that I think about it, but and you've been to dozens and dozens.
Yes, yeah, I've been to a lot.
Multiple dozens.
Another fun thing on that one was one of the early ones where I was learning to put clips into stuff, and I was putting song clips in there, here and there, and it was like I was doing it earlier than that, like number 19, I think Mastodon. There was some clips in there, and a few others, but. That one was a pretty good one. I think I was finally using legit software to get high quality sound clips from the songs and that kind of thing instead of. And
since you said that, it's been fun to go back to the early episodes. To hear things like the sound quality get better over time, to hear the clips come in and get better over time, and I can't say enough about the quality of work that you do as a producer, as well as the time you put into this. I mean, it's just.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, seriously, because we wouldn't be where we're at or what we're doing without the just blood, sweat, and tears you put into this thing.
I appreciate it. No, I mean, I enjoy it, and it seems like every episode that we do, I learn a little something, get a little bit better. I hope,
Oh yeah.
Learn a little bit extra every time. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like when I went back and listened to like episode 1 and 2 and 3 and stuff like that, and there's just nothing in there. There's no clips. There's nothing, and it's just like,
well, and it's funny because
and like the song is not even in there, and there's just like a little interstitial with me playing a guitar chord.
It's funny too because there's sections where, like the first 10, 12 episodes or so, episode lengths are only 25, 30, 35 minutes long. You kind of get to the middle section where we're getting more comfortable, we're sounding better, we're introducing sound effects and sound clips and music clips, and now our episodes are getting to be more like 40, 45 minutes, and now our standard running time is really close to an hour for most episodes, and sometimes significantly longer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, sometimes.
So yeah, as we've gotten comfortable, we've been able to, call audibles in the middle of a show, or, I don't know if the songs are, the songs aren't what we're saying about the songs and things like that. I don't feel like are changing all that much, except for the fact, how we feel about that particular song or artist or whatever. It's just, I don't know. We were comfortable with a 25-minute episode for the first, 5 or 6 episodes, but now it's like we'll just keep going and look down. It's like, oh, dude, we've been going an hour.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, as long as we're, keeping each other engaged and interested and, halfway entertained, we'll just keep on talking.
Yeah, that's right. So strap in, everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
All right,
Buckle up, man.
We each got 2 more songs. Mikey. All right, I got the ball back, and I'm going to go with episode 34, Eyes Without a Face. Eyes without a face, got no human grace, your eyes without a face. Okay, so I love that episode because of how excited you were to talk about Billy Idol, and that was another live episode. That was a live episode that we did as well, because I remember sitting there in the rock room with you, and and when you revealed Eyes Without a Face, we both broke into like these horrible British accents. All right, it's Eyes Without a Face, Billy Idol. All right, all right, Mikey. All right. And, all apologies to Billy. Yeah, Billy, if you ever hear this, please don't hate us. We love you, man. But despite our awful accents, our UK listenership continues to grow. It continues to grow, and we thank you once again.
Thrilling.
But it's just. You brought this palpable excitement. I could tell that you just could not wait to do that episode, and I love that because we both love Billy Idol. Although I think your fanship exceeds mine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because you read the book.
Yep, twice.
You know more of his catalog than I do. But man, and we I don't think it was the first time, but was it one of the first times that while we were sitting there live, we watched a video on the TV as part of the experience of the episode? Because we watched that that live performance of it.
Yeah, the Guitar Center sessions or whatever. We watched those. We watched that. That was so cool.
And was that before or after? Was that before or after the Tom Petty episode? Because I think the Tom Petty Prince, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, was that the first one that we used a YouTube video as the song instead of a Spotify song?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. That's actually my next one that I was gonna mention.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to blow the can.
No, not at all.
But,
no, I was gonna get to that. That's that one. I didn't even write down the number, which one it was, but it was like. Let me see here. I've got him here. It's 20 something. While My Guitar Gently Weeps is 31.
31. Okay, so this is right before Billy Idol. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, Billy Idol was 34.
Okay, and I like that between these two episodes is kind of the jumping off point to including live performances and, a different way of consuming it besides, the Spotify link, which we still do primarily because it's the easiest and best way to be like, bam, here's the song, and we'll pull it up. But now, like, a lot of times you'll share the song with me on Spotify, but then you're like, hey, we think the better way to, get this song is to watch the video or the performance or whatever. Kind of like
for the best
when we
effect.
did like Johnny Cash when I sent Hurt to you. You're like, oh, dude, yeah, what a great song. I was like, no, we need to watch the video because there's a visual element that you just need to see to really understand the gravity of the song, the gravity of the singer. And I think that was really cool with The Eyes Without a Face, seeing the performance, because that song was from the mid 80s, right? I don't remember exactly which year, but
it was like 83, 84, something like that.
Okay, yeah. So 40 years old now, but the performance that we watched was like what, just in the last few years?
Yeah, I think that it was like from 2006 or 8 or something like that.
Oh, so a little bit further back, but okay, but still. A significant amount of time after like the original recording.
Yeah. I enjoyed on that I got to drop the bomb on you that Steve Stevens played the Top Gun anthem.
I know, dude. That blew me away. And
that was fun. I for some reason I just thought you might already know that.
I had no idea. Mr. Soundtrack Pilot himself had no freaking clue.
I guess that'll bring me into the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay. My next favorite Mikey episode is While My Guitar Gently Weeps. With Prince and Tom Petty and Danny Harrison and Jeff Lynne and
one more. You almost got him. One last one.
Tom Petty,
Bring
Danny
me
Harrison,
a higher
Prince,
love.
Steve Winwood.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I sang that one too on that episode. I think.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I like the video element on that, and I had it figured out. When you were kind of bringing me into it, you're like, there is a audio only version, but I highly, highly recommend that you go watch the And so I put a YouTube video in there, or a YouTube clip in there, and such a great performance, and it was so fun to break it all down and watch Prince just steal the show, like only he could do.
He completely stole the show, and the other guys were like having a ball with him. They're just over there grinning, watching him go, and they let him go. They let him. They just kind of kept going until he indicated that it was done, and then he tossed the guitar up into the ether.
Yeah, they knew they were witnessing something cool, and that they should just step back and let him just take that spotlight. Because the first half of the song, he's not even. He's on stage, but you don't even see him. Yeah, it's just like the last.
He's just
2 minutes
hidden
or
in the
so.
shadow.
Getting after it.
Oh man,
But I love that you did that. That you said, "Hey, this is going to be a little different. We're going to do this thing this different way. And
yeah,
that's cool. And now we're almost every or most of the songs that we're sharing now are YouTube clips, and we're sharing the screen and watching it together now mostly.
Yeah, and we're building our presence on YouTube, and I love YouTube for a lot of reasons, but man, it is such a great place to consume music. You could there's playlists on there just like there is on Spotify or Apple Music, where it's just audio only videos of all this music, and then of course you've got the music videos where the artist shot the music video. Those are so many of those are on there. So many of those are on there. You can get on there and see live performances, and then something I've gotten into is the reactions.
Yeah, I watched a few cool reaction videos on the past few
kind of similar
to
it. We're kind of in that same space almost, where it's like we are reacting to what the other host has brought to the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The surprise,
so
the surprise factor is
yes
part of it.
And I don't know why I just thought of this, but one of my favorite reactions. So there's some people that have a YouTube presence and they're choir teachers, or they are vocal coaches or something like that. They're trained professional musicians that deal with various highly technical aspects of the singing voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
And so I was there's this I believe she's British, but this British vocal coach that does a bunch of these reaction videos, and she's watching and reacting to Pantera, Cemetery Gates.
Oh my goodness.
And anybody who knows that song
at the end
well enough knows at the end where
he belts it out.
I mean, I can't even do it without my voice just cracking, and then the guitar follows.
The clip goes right here.
Oh yeah, drop that clip right here. And her reaction, she's listening to it, and he launches into that first just blistering note, and she goes, "Oh my God!" She just could not believe it. And then he goes higher, and she's like,
he really gets
what
up
is
there.
happening? And then he goes one more.
Yeah.
And she is just beside herself. It's such a good. If you go YouTube search Cemetery Gates reaction, and eventually you'll find it. It's one of the highest viewed reaction videos of that type, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to go on that tangent.
Fun. No,
sorry to go on that tangent.
I mean, yeah, it's similar. Yeah. That is awesome, man. All right, I think who's next?
I think you are. I think you're down to one left.
My last one is going to be now this is one where you kind of beat me to it. I had plenty of time. I had plenty of time, but you got to Dinosaur Jr. First.
Yeah.
And you picked Get Me, which is
I don't see you, I won't call you, I don't know enough to stall you. Is it me or is it all you? Guess it's on and on. On a day maybe I'd show you, but it's least of all I go through. But
best possible, just one of the best possible choices that you could have possibly picked. And
Man.
it was so thrilling that you picked Dinosaur Jr. first, because for so long we were just like, I know that Dinosaur Jr. is going to land and click with Michael some day.
It took
here we go.
so long. I tell you, dude, when we went to go see them last year, I believe, they hadn't clicked with me yet, honestly. I'd listened to a few songs.
February 2023.
Okay, yeah. It hadn't clicked with me yet. I was going to have a good time, hang with the homies and hear some good music, but I was having fun, but it wasn't like, oh man, I can't wait to go see Dinosaur Jr. I was like, more like, I can't wait to go see this show with my buddies,
Yes.
And it wasn't until after that show that I really started digging into them. And I remembered the performance of Get Me from that show, because I remember thinking to myself, like, man, he's shredding the guitar and this just sounds so good. And I was actually wearing earplugs because it was so loud, but it was still like, even through the earplugs, I was like, oh dude, this sounds amazing. And then I went back and listened to Get Me, and it clicked, and Dinosaur Jr. clicked. And yeah. Now here I am a little over a year later, and it's like, man, I love Dinosaur Jr.
What's cool is I think like some of their older stuff eventually will click with you. Maybe not the very first album, Dinosaur, but You're Living All Over Me and Bug and Green Mind, like those early ones.
I've heard some stuff off of Bug, and I do like what I've heard off of there.
Yeah, there's some crazy, weird, screamy stuff on there here and there, but it's just, it's wonderful. I love Dinosaur Jr. They're easily in my top 5 favorite bands. And, there's always going to be a soft spot for them and Jay and, Lou and Murph also, obviously. But,
right.
But, I did get to see Jay solo that one time. I talked about that on that episode too, I think. But, oh man, I love Dinosaur Jr. I was just really happy that we got you on board with them.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's a fun episode and very rewarding.
Absolutely.
So
cool.
Well, let's see. I'll get you down to my last one here.
Okay.
Episode 43.
Episodio 43 is, what is that one? Let me look up here. Spirit of Radio, yeah.
Spirit of Radio, dude. And so many reasons why I love this episode, but one,
me too.
We had such a good time just making that episode. I mean, I love every single one of these episodes that we do. I mean, we have such a good time on every single one, but man, that one felt next level euphoric. It's just like the memories of, listening to radio, recording, mixtapes off of the radio, talking about like the influence of radio,
the countdowns,
the countdowns. Yeah. And all in the context of Rush, who is just an amazing band, singing this, tribute to radio. But, I don't remember when that song came out. Was it 80s, early 80s?
Yeah, it was 1980.
And I mean, radio didn't start really, fading away until early 2000s, I'd say, kind of in the dawn of stuff like Napster and all that, when music really started getting to be so accessible and everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
And so they were attributing radio well before, like in radio's prime. Radio wasn't going anywhere in the 80s. It didn't go anywhere for 20 plus more years. Mm-hmm. But, these days we talked about how radio is just not what it was when we were kids and before. But and it's sad. But at the same time, it's like I can after we record these episodes tonight, I can pick up my phone and listen to Hammock while I'm getting ready for bed, and then I can turn on.
You don't have to turn on a station and wait for the DJ to play. Hopefully, maybe play the new Hammock. Yeah, you just
correct. Yeah, and the odds of a DJ trying to play the newest Hammock is, I won't say absolutely zero, but
they may be out there, man. I hope they are.
There may be a guy out there somewhere who's playing, some Hammock on a Sunday night, some podunk town. But anyway,
man, I really hope there are. I hope there's there's guys out there like Coco who were playing the weird stuff late at night for somebody somewhere to listen to.
Somebody had to be listening to that. No matter what, those times where Christopher was DJing for the Kilgore College, radio, people were listening to that. We listened to that, and I feel like there's always an audience for something.
Yeah.
So, just like we have an audience.
Yes. Yes, we kind of do, don't we?
We've got a bit of an audience, and every one of you in this audience, we thank you. Once again, we say it a lot, but we are very thankful for those who continue to put up with us.
We're kind of slow learners, and we just started not really knowing how to do anything, and we said we're just gonna do it scared and just kind of learn as we go, and hopefully get a little bit better each time. And man, as long as we keep listening to music, and music, like we say, is a gift, and we want to keep giving that gift to you guys, so that you can give it to others, hopefully.
Absolutely. And we always say that, and I'm pretty sure we say it pretty often about these songs to each other, but these songs are gifts to us as well as our gift to the listener, and just being gifts in general. I mean, we've shared music with each other since we were kids, and and this is the kind of the evolution of that. But every one of these episodes that we have done, up till now, 49 and a half, have been a gift, whether I was giving the gift or you were giving the gift to me. And it's just been a great ride, and I thank you for having me along with you on this ride, and here's to 50 more episodes.
Yes, sir. 50 más. We can do it, man. And we'll do another little retrospective on episode 99 and a half.
Yes. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for.
It's a dog. You have a dog in the closet.
There's a dog. There's a dag.
Hey, puppy. Hey, Piper.
She's walking away. She's walking away.
Oh,
She's like, oh,
she's like,
Clay,
no,
whatever. She's done with. I got a song.
I had a song.
Yeah. Piper's like, you had a song. I'm out.
I'm gonna go outside and chase some leaves.
Or go lay down on my bed. But anyway.
All right. Well, you got anything else, dude? I mean, it's been an amazing year.
It's been such a wonderful year. A lot of fun making all of these episodes, and I'm glad we were able to kind of reflect on some of this. And if nothing else, this might just be for the two of us. But thank you, Clay. I love you, man. I've had so much fun doing it so far. Let's keep rolling, dude. Let's keep rolling.
Yes, absolutely. Me too, man. Again, just like I've said it before. It's just one of the great joys of my life, and getting to share the ride with my best bud is just like icing on the cake. I mean, I couldn't do this without you. It's man, I love it. And yes, let's do some more. And stay tuned for episode 50, everybody.
Oh yeah, we got something special. Let's do this.
All right. See you next time.
See you next.
Hey, we really appreciate you listening to the show. If you've enjoyed what you heard today, go ahead and check out the rest of our episodes and share them with your friends. Be sure to follow us and find us on Instagram at I Got a Song Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at I Got a Song Pod. And we would love to hear your voice, so leave us a Google voicemail at 323-903-SONG. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.
Sul Sul.